So now we're going to go to the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Representative Mike Rogers. He's going to talk about the release of the American soldier from the Taliban in Afghanistan, and he's going to give us a hefty dose of irony and hypocrisy.
Congressman, at the very least, they're supposed to give you a call. Nothing.
Well, it was odd. I think the Obama administration negotiated with the Obama administration if they had to follow the law of Congress, and the Obama administration decided that the Obama administration did not have to call Congress. I mean, this is absolutely ludicrous. And the thing is, some notion that you couldn't do this for sensitivity reasons. You know, the National Security Committees were briefed the entire time of the Osama bin Laden information and then raid planning and then the raid itself. So some notion that this was so sensitive that people couldn't keep a secret is just wrong. And it's illegal. They had a 30-day notice under the law to notify Congress about the moving of prisoners, and they have a constitutional and legal statute to keep Congress currently informed. And the reason you do that is you want some other people's opinion. They were just talking to themselves about what a great idea this was. If they'd have talked to anyone else, in a bipartisan way, by the way, people were saying, this is really not a good idea to open up and end a chapter in American history where we don't negotiate with terrorists.
No, that was stopped by Ronald Reagan. How short a memory we have when it's your president that does the exact same thing. You see, in 1985, not only did Reagan negotiate with terrorists in Iran, he sent them weapons for the release of hostages. And these guys loved it back then. They were all in favor of it back then. You have to understand, that goes even further than just negotiating and doing a trade where it's like release an American soldier and we'll release some operatives. No. He gave them weapons. Not only that, you have to remember, Ronald Reagan funded the Mujahideen fighters when they were up against the Soviet Union, of course, fighting a war. That's how anti-communist and anti-Soviet Union we were, that we funded the Mujahideen in Afghanistan. Now, who did the Mujahideen eventually become? The Taliban and Al-Qaeda. So, again, he didn't just negotiate with them. He was 100% allies with them, and he gave them weapons and financial support. So the idea, like it's Obama, like look, don't get me wrong, man, like I said in the last segment, if I was president and they brought that file to my desk and said, look, Mr. President, we can release this soldier, but here are the terms and conditions. We have a setup with the Qatari government, and you would need to release these 5 Taliban operatives that we're holding hostage right now, and then they'd release the American soldier. They put that on my desk. I don't know what my answer would have been. I don't know if I would have done what President Obama did. I'm genuinely agnostic about that. I think it's a very difficult issue, right? But the idea that they're 100% against it because, you can't negotiate with terrorists. But the guy who you all consider to be the best president in American history negotiated with terrorists all the time, man. And come on, let's quit it with the bullshit, okay? Our entire coordination with and friendship with the Saudi Arabian government. That entire government is a terrorist organization. Are you kidding me? They just declared the other day that atheists should be put to death. It was like, what, 1 month ago or 2 months ago? They had this declaration where they say, if you're not religious in our country, we're going to kill you. They still stone gay people to death. Women aren't allowed to vote. Women aren't allowed to drive. They're not allowed to be out in public without their husband. They can't show their face. They can't show their fucking ankles. You want to talk about a place that is abiding by Sharia. And we are butt buddies with them. We have oil deals with them. You know, fucking Bush and Obama walk around the White House holding their hands and almost making out with them. Because that's part of the culture, right? So the idea that we don't negotiate with terrorists, it's absolute nonsense. We're allies with terrorists all over the place, man. And then the final thing I'll say here, man, his whole argument is that, well, look, it was illegal for him to do what he did, to release the American soldier. He needed to talk to Congress for this. 100% not true. 100% not true. He's the commander-in-chief Okay? And this isn't a spending bill. It is true that all spending bills need to originate in the House of Representatives. That's Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution. Okay, but this wasn't a spending bill. This was a decision specifically for the commander-in-chief. He definitely doesn't have to go through Congress to make a decision like this.